Hello, and welcome to my presentation about the four founding saints of Canada and the significance of them. You will never guess where they came from. But first, the table of contents. We will start off with the saints. Who were they, and why do we care? And then we move on to the flag. We will also discuss the highways. And finally, Uncle Larry. So, firstly, the saints, all four of them. Why are they here? What is their significance? And much, much more. But before we move on, we need an introduction. So, back in 1887, these four saints had come together to go up against the English rule and went to England to demand independence. Their soft angelic tone and their unwavering apologetic nature resonated well with the Brits, and independence was granted. But who were the four saints? We start off with Saint Laurent, patron of the school children, patron of the poor people, and patron of the poor school children. In his second voyage, he drowned terribly in the Gulf of Quebec, and it was aptly named after him for his heroic deeds in Canada's independence. Secondly, it was Saint John, who, prior to New Brunswick existing, the province was actually entirely occupied by ocean. This ocean was called Ud Jornvich, but after Saint John split the water apart to form land, it was renamed for easier pronunciation. The water from its displacement now forms Canada's four lakes. Next up, we have Saint Albert, who liberated Alberta from the evil demons of Old Zealand, and in celebration, the people named the land after him. Fun fact, they actually named it Albert A, as in the term that Canadians say at the end of their sentences, like, is that Putin A? But after the immigrants came by, this cultural significance was lost, and it was returned to Alberta. But originally it is Alberta. And finally, St. Thomas. He did nothing of any importance and used to eat maple trees thinking that his sweat would smell like maple syrup. He died by getting stabbed in the eye with a maple leaf. So now that we've had the introduction, we should have a quick slide to demonstrate the significance of Canada. Moving on. In honor of these four saints, Canada has the number 4 referenced everywhere, and going forward we will discuss where. So, the flag. I bet you'll never guess where the 4 comes in the flag. So we'll start. Here is the Canadian flag. The red on the left side is for Saint Laurent, or as I like to call him, Saint Law. It represents red because he was a redhead. In the middle, we have Saint John, or I like to call him Joe. And this is because he used to sleep in white clothes. Next up, we have Saint Albert. This is because he used to race bulls around the Circuit Gilles Villeneuve. And bulls love red, so they put the red on the right side too. And finally, the maple leaf represents Saint Thomas, or Saint Tom. Yeah, he died to a maple leaf, so they put it in the middle of their flag in honor of him. Next up is the highways. And these highways are named after someone, and people are just finding out about it. So, these are the highways in Canada, all of them. They have been created as they were inspired by the German autobahns, known for their unlimited speed limits. And here is the list of all of them. There is the 400, the 401, 402, 403, 404, 405, 406, 407, 409, 410, 412, 413, which is coming soon by the way, 417, 418, the 420, and finally the 427. As you can see, they all start with the 4 to honor the heroic saints of Canada. Finally, we'll discuss Uncle Larry. And I bet you will never guess who won Canadian Person of the Year. If you guessed Uncle Larry, you'd be correct. and only 2% of people know this. Uncle Larry was the most patriotic Canadian man to ever have existed. He was legally blind but drove his truck everywhere. And do you know what a truck has? That's right, 4 wheels, in honor of the 4 saints. But do you know where he drove the truck? Or do you know where he drove he truck? That's right, Highway 404, signifying this 4 saints of Canada. Uncle Larry was an absolute Canadian through and through. He was born on the 4th of 4 of 44 and died on the 4th of 4, 444. And he said to me directly that the 4 saints built Canada and shaped the country for what it is now. But what is the country now? The Karama of the world. So, foxes are like lemons, you squeeze them and beets turn up. A famous quote by Uncle Larry. Thank you for listening to this fully educated presentation. This is the team, and if you have any questions, please contact these contact numbers. Thank you, and goodbye.